The fleet has lost contact with the ground forces at New Gettysburg. General Mengsk has ordered the immediate disengagement of the Korhal fleet from the Tarsonian system. Protoss and Zerg forces continue to battle across the core continent of Tarsonis. Receiving incoming transmission.
I can't believe he actually left her down there. I'm gone, and you better come with me. There's no telling who Arcturus will screw over next.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Gentlemen, you've done very well. But remember that we've still got a job to do. The seeds of a new empire have been sown, and if we hope to reach...
To hell with you!
You're making a terrible mistake. Don't even think to cross me. I have sacrificed too much to let this fall apart.
You mean like you sacrificed Kerrigan?
You'll regret that. You don't seem to realize my situation here. I will not be stopped. Not by you, or the Confederates, or the Protoss, or anyone. I will rule this sector, or see it burnt to ashes around me. If you try to get
The fleet is prepped and ready, Commander. Awaiting orders.
The hell with him. We're gone.
It appears that General Duke has successfully activated Tarsonis' primary defensive weapon, the ion cannon. The cannon must be shut down if any escape attempt is to be made.
Well, Commander, looks like we're on our own. It's funny. Seems like yesterday Arcturus was the idealistic rebel crusader. Now he's the law and we're the criminals. Kills me to know that we helped him achieve his goals of conquest. Damn it. I shouldn't have let her go alone.
And Jim Raynor's years of beating himself up for something he had absolutely no control over have just begun. So welcome back to Let's Play Starcraft, guys, and this is the very last mission of the Terran campaign for Starcraft 1. I do apologise that it's taken a couple of days to get this out. Basically the whole Christmas period and everything else has made producing videos and getting everything done quite a chore, especially when they're an hour long like this one is going to end up being. And that's with editing, by the way. One thing that I did find, which I had no idea existed between the last video and this one, was a mod for StarCraft 2 called StarCraft, I believe it's called StarCraft Mass Recall. And it's basically StarCraft and Brood War done in the StarCraft 2 engine, which I think is incredibly cool. It's got the briefings and it's got like little cutscenes before every mission and things like that. It's really nicely put together. I'm very impressed with the way it's been put together. However, generally, as I've been Let's Playing games, I have been Let's Playing unmodded versions of games. The only game that I played which had a mod was Star Control 2, where I played with the Urquan Masters mod, and that's pretty much because it's one of the few ways to get it to run currently. And also it didn't change anything about the game's storyline or anything really about the game's engine or anything like that. It just added the voices, which I don't believe actually came in the original version of the PC version, and I think it changed some of the music. It gave you the option to change some of the music, so it wasn't a mod in terms of really changing the overall mechanics of the game. Whereas obviously if you run StarCraft 1 in StarCraft's 2 engine, you can do things like having support groups that are massive, so you can just do the old 1A attack. You can rally your workers to mineral patches and things like that. It's just, generally in StarCraft 2, it's a heck of a lot easier to macro than it is in StarCraft 1. And you can really see the difference you can see the difference when you play the game in StarCraft 2 than when you can in StarCraft 1. That said, Omega from Brood War is still a bitch, and I'm really worried about playing that when I get round to Brood War, because I think I'm going to get massacred. So, what are we up against on this mission? We are up against the Dominion. And I think there might be some Confederate remnants on this, but because of some of the back history, and I really like the way they do this in the game, because of the back history where the Confederates nuked Core Hall to hell, Mengsk has absolutely no... I've misplaced my supply depot. Mengsk has absolutely no qualms about using ghosts and nuclear weapons like you can't believe. So we are going to be facing the full arsenal of Terran weaponry this time round. We're going to be up against battle cruisers, we're going to be up against ghosts, and we're going to be up against a pretty entrenched position. So this is not going to be easy starting off, but my original game plan here, I'm going to expand onto the ramp just in front of me, because that way I get to be able to see things like ghosts coming. I keep them away from my main base. Because the last thing I want is a red dot to appear on my command center and me for not to know where it's coming from. So just doing the standard building up of a few things, get my infantry units out of the way. My idea in this mission is to turtle up pretty hard initially. We've got quite a lot of minerals to be playing with, so I can turtle hard rather early, build standard infantry units as I get moving, and then I will transition from there into wraiths. Hopefully take out there are 2 Terran enemies. I want to destroy the red Terran enemy, which is one that doesn't use ghosts, it mainly uses siege tanks. I will probably try and take that guy out with just wraiths. And once I've done that, I will transition into battle cruisers and take out the second Terran, which is the one that uses a lot of ghosts, and I'll also use the... What I will do there is actually go Marine battle cruiser against that, because that enemy uses an awful lot of ghosts, and Marines are a very good counter to ghosts, whereas battle cruisers are terrible against them. So what I will probably do is form a line of Marines, and just have comsat stations absolutely everywhere, scanning a ton of things, and just going, basically just going Marine battle cruiser for pretty much the rest of the mission at that point. I am going to have to expand at least once to get that done. I think you have to be on 2 bases really to go full on Wraith. You need to be on 2 bases. For battle cruisers, if you want to produce them out of 2 starports, you need to be on at least 2 bases, maybe even 3. So that's the sort of area that I'm going to be looking in. But we've got our first couple of things down fairly solidly. Oh, we have some stuff over here. Let's get this vulture out of the way. One thing I can do is research spider mines, which will... I'll be able to mine the entrance somewhat. However, with the enemy using siege tanks an awful lot in this, it will also use scanning an awful lot. And hey, look, we have a ghost. That's our first ghost there. So we're putting down a comsat station right away, because the next ghost will probably be packing heat. So we're going to make sure that we've got everything up and going, because I don't have access to medics, I'm not researching stim immediately, I'm on the defensive, so I'd rather have the increased range. And let's get an armory down, so if I want to I can produce Goliaths, but it's mainly going to be researching ship upgrades initially. What I want to be doing up at the top is I want to be bunkering and siege tanking mainly. So I've got a nice static defense. But additionally, if I do see a nuke sign, I'm also going to have a couple of missile turrets in front of it. If I do see a nuke warning, I can just unload the bunkers and go looking for the ghosts. Or I can simply take the damage, which is always a possibility. Because while the nuke will destroy the bunkers, it won't kill the Marines inside, and bunkers are fairly easy to rebuild. I mean, if all the damage a ghost does is destroy a couple of bunkers and a couple of missile turrets, then I'm not going to be too upset. If they manage to drop a nuke inside your worker line, then you've got major problems. and also because the PC starts out with such a massive amount of resources, they will have nukes available for an awful lot of the game. Is that... I think that's ground weaponry I'm researching first. I guess what I'm looking to do here is, yeah, I'm going to try and get better siege tanks right at the beginning. That's maybe a little bit ambitious to do this right at the beginning. Siege mode's pretty expensive. I probably should have researched siege mode first before going for the one weapon upgrade on them. There's not really much point in doing that because when they're in siege mode they're going to one-shot a ton of stuff anyway. So here we go, get some of those marines inside the bunkers. I've got an excess of minerals in this mission. That's what you're usually going to have a big time excess of rather than gas. So this means that I am going to be filling my bunkers with marines. So I've got a nice little wall off going, and I'm going to put missile turrets in front of the bunkers. So that means the ghosts have to target the missile bunkers in order to yeah, put them in front. In fact, what I should do is put them a long way in front, like beyond the two. You see the two pylons there? I should put them way beyond those two pylons, because then there's no chance that the ghost gets anywhere near my base. I think that my missile turrets are a little bit too close to the bunkers there, so my placement's not quite right. Got a science lab here, and I don't like building a covert ops there, but I'm actually going to use one science facility to build both add-ons. And I am going to go physics lab more than anything else. I don't really like what I'm doing. Ooh, hello. As you can see, getting those bunkers down was probably a good idea there, because that was a decent attack for us. And here's the first ghost, and it looks like we killed him before he even managed to cloak. So, because the computer will not use a cloak unless the unit comes under fire. So if you can obviously get enough firepower in there immediately, you will be fine. And siege mode just about going down now, so that means that I have, yeah, so that means we've now got our two siege tanks fully sieged up. So that just gives us a little bit more artillery going on there. And once this missile turret goes down, I'll be able to see a few more things. I want to move my marines in front of the missile turrets because, again, it gives me a little bit more room there. Again, my positioning's not great here. Playing against ghosts, especially if the AI uses ghosts, it's positioning which really matters. As you can see, we can actually see a red dot up there. I don't think that's a ghost, but yeah, I'm queuing up here because I've got a massive excess of minerals, so I'm not really too worried about that.
Your forces are under attack.
And yeah, my SCV is getting shot at, and I'm not moving it out of the way because I'm a dumbass. But oh, I just about got it out of the way. That's fine. That marine's really irritating being on higher ground, so I'm going to stop that building, and I'm going to go 3-on-1 with this marine, and that gives me the opportunity now to build this bunker in peace. Got an idle SCV there. I should really do something with it, and these are the sort of things that you just pick up when you know, when you're going back through it or when you're going back over the video. It does make things going. Although I have played a little bit of the Zerg already for the Zerg missions. They'll probably be coming out after Christmas. Thinking about it, I still have a few things to do before Christmas, so this will probably be my last video before Christmas, and it's actually a nice place to end it because it's the end of the Terran campaign, so I think it's a decent place to wrap up for Christmas. But I also think that I think that I'm probably better playing as Zerg than I am as human, mainly because you don't have so many buildings to build out of. I think macroing's easier when you're the Zerg. You just like hatchery, drone, blah blah blah. I believe at this point I've kind of got the idea in my head that I think I've got the idea in my head at the moment that I want to go Ghost, and I just don't have the gas to support that. So maybe I've got the idea of going Ghost initially just for like maybe a couple of nukes in order to make things easier for myself when I'm coming through. Now, missile turrets on this side aren't really necessary because the Terran AI that uses ghosts doesn't come through from this direction. So really there's no need for these missile turrets. They do give me a little bit of view range, I suppose, but there's not really a huge amount of use for them, aside from providing a little bit of cover so that I can get stuff in there quickly. And I'm going to have a little bit of a look around with my Wraith. Let's see what... the Wraith is a scout fighter after all, so let's have a little bit of a peek up here. Okay. We have Marines, Marines, Marines... Still more Marines, lots of Marines, Goliath, Machine Shop, almost no detection. And because there's so little detection, this is a place where I think you could go Ghost. But the thing is, the AI has comsats on absolutely everything, so you will just end up dooming all your ghosts will probably get found out. So I tend not to use ghosts too much against the AI. Certainly not against Terran AI. So let's build up some more Wraiths, shall we? And let's get the supply depot situation sorted out, because that is going to be a problem. Oh, and speaking of problems, here comes a push using some Goliaths. Fireback getting involved there, and missile turret down, but that missile turret did distract the Goliath. They just decided just to go ahead and fire at the missile turret there, which I'm not tremendously sure why it did it, but hey ho, I'm not going to complain too much. I'm going to rebuild the missile turret again, just in case the AI gets it in its head to use ghosts. I don't think it ever will get it in its head to use ghosts, but I don't really want to take the risk, because getting nuked is such a pain in the backside. I'm going to build a couple of siege tanks just to bolster that area. But that's going to be pretty much it for siege tanks in this level. I'm going to mainly focus on air units for the rest of the level. I can't really produce both at the moment, and I think that I'm probably better off expanding with Wraiths first than I am with siege tanks. It's just my idea or my thought at that point. And I'm still looking at, I'm still building the ghost upgrades here just so I can potentially go nuke. Can't quite afford the 3 weapon upgrade there. But you notice I haven't gone double ups on this mission or anything like that, because I just realised that I just can't afford double upgrade at this point. Let's get the siege tank up here, get the Marines out of the way.
Upgrade complete.
Get building more Marines. And upgrading ship weapons. So really, you just have to be patient against the AI for the most part, because you're not really under any rush. I mean, we're 20 minutes into this mission now, and we've not been hit by anything yet. So, you know, we've had a couple of like pinprick attacks, but nothing, nothing serious so far. And let's build another siege tank just so I've got 2 at that level. So, you know, oh, nuke detected, and there's the dot. So there's a ghost around here somewhere. Oh, and I didn't get him in time. Nuke coming down. And that's not so bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. That is perfectly acceptable. I missed with the ComSat scan, which wasn't too clever. But that cost my opponent a ghost and a couple of other things. And my siege tanks did manage to survive because they were right on the edge of the blast. So they got away with that a little bit, but overall that could have been a heck of a lot worse. Also the fact that that he had to direct his nuke onto the Marines, which I then moved out of the way, just meant that it made things an awful lot easier. And that's what I meant by saying build forward or move forward from your static defenses. Just have more stuff forward, because that means that your opponent can't. That means that your opponent can't really counter you, or he has to, he has to nuke stuff that he wouldn't ordinarily want to. Anyway, I'm going to have a peek around here with my Wraith. Let's just see what the AI has cooking at the moment. I don't think I'm ready for a Wraith Assault yet, so I'm not going to research the reactor. Should really be the last thing I research. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, my Wraith is acting as a scout for the siege tank that's over the other side of the hill. So, because my Wraith has vision on it, my siege tank can be seen. And, oops! Looks like I got my Wraith caught, and it's not really what I wanted to happen, but never mind. Another Wraith down. Well, one Wraith down, I suppose. But that's everything up here has been repaired, which is good. And I've still got plenty of minerals here. You see, I've got 2.5k minerals banked, so let's rebuild those missile turrets. And again, keeping them out from my bunkers so that the ghosts don't have an easy time trying to get in. And it looks like I've actually gone double up here. Again, I'm not too sure I can support that. Getting a little bit greedy, I think, here. So, 5 Wraiths, and yeah, here we go. I'm getting Vespene starved, so I definitely can't afford to produce out of multiple things here. Aha! That would be resources up there. Okay, so we've got a place I can potentially expand to here. Looks like the pathway's fairly clear to it. I'm going to save one ComSat scan, because if a ghost appears while I haven't got a ComSat down, that will be really annoying. I'm building a second command center here, and once I'm ready to expand, I will just float that across rather than building in place. Just gets the building out of the way now. Lockdown's very expensive to research. I've got 6 Wraiths so far, another 3 being built, so I'll soon have 12. I'm going to need more than that. Hey, this is just a little trick that you can use. One science facility to build 2 add-ons. I'm just going to build the physics lab now. And the physics lab is where you build battle cruisers from, and I think I've just pretty much made the decision at this point that I'm going to end up going Wraith battle cruiser or Marine Wraith battle cruiser rather than going for ghosts. And so I'm a little bit peeved at that point, because it does mean that I've spent an awful lot. I spent sort of 500 Vespene there on ghost technology, which I'm probably not going to use. I do also have a couple of ghosts built over there, so I may use them at one point. I may use it at one point just so that it doesn't feel like a complete waste, but either way it's not too great. So this secondary command center's almost done. I suppose I could build a nuke silo, do the similar thing that I've done with the science facility, just build a nuke silo, and then if I want to use nukes, float my other command center over it for a little bit. Yeah, I need the attached covert ops for that, and my physics lab is currently building, so I'm just going to leave that for the moment.
Go ahead, Commander.
We've got 8 wraiths now, cool. And I've got enough for another couple of scans, so what have we got? Aha! Another place we can potentially... Ugh! That's not what you want when you scan. But actually, again, aside from the battle cruiser, it should be fairly easy to get over there. So... I think 8 wraiths is more than enough to take on a battle cruiser. So that shouldn't be too difficult. That's going to be the goal. We're going to kill that battle cruiser and expand.
Yes, sir?
Now, it's not strictly necessary to destroy both Terrans. We've got the red Terran there, and it's actually the white Terran that's been attacking us with ghosts. It is definitely not necessary to defeat the white Terran, and in fact it's probably not recommended to try. But I think that for the sake of completeness we can at least try that. I'm gonna get the reactor for battle cruisers because otherwise their Yamato cannon charges up just never.
Base is under attack.
And we're under attack here. And do they have... Yeah, this is the thing. They have siege tanks here, and you can see how the siege tanks are firing, and I really don't know what's scouting for them here. I'm like, what's scouting for your siege tanks?
Forces are under attack.
I mean, my guys got absolutely massacred there. My Marines just got massacred, and I have no idea why, because I couldn't see what the what was spotting for the Goliaths. And now we've got a load of siege tanks coming around the corner, but fortunately the Goliaths are gone now, so these siege tanks are gonna be easy pickings for my vultures. So vultures, wraiths. And that's that. So yeah, that was quite a devastating attack that happened there. But at the gun, because all of my stuff that died was mineral stuff, and he lost, what, 4 siege tanks and half a dozen Goliaths? Because of that, I think I probably came out of that ahead. And of course it looks like my workers are stuck. So... Oh, we've got a nuke. Scan. Found him. Right, Ghost is dead and the red dot's disappeared and there's no nuke coming down. So it looks like we got away with that. Unfortunately, it also seems like this supply depot is blocking in my... Oh, stupid. Okay. Gonna have to destroy my own supply depot, but never mind. To be honest, it only costs the same as 2 SCVs, and I need to get to this science facility quickly, otherwise it will burn down, and that will cost me vital Vespene gas that I can't afford right now. Because the armory is not actually burning, I'm going to put the bunker down again. Oh, you douche! Well, you killed an SCV. Well done. Now I'm going to kill your science vessel. Oh, and it EMP'd my wraiths as well, so they're not going to be able to cloak for a while. Irritations. Never mind. It took them an awful lot of effort there, so I'm not too unhappy. I'm a little bit frustrated with how it went, for sure, but... Things could have gotten an awful lot worse than that, let's say. I did avert the nuclear strike, which was probably the most important thing. And we'll just repair the armory, even though, you know, it didn't take that big of a hit. And we'll just continue our upgrades, just getting our wraiths into tip-top shape. I'm probably going to need 24 for an all-out assault on the red Terrans. I don't think 12 will be enough. There's probably too many Goliaths and missile turrets in that area. But it may be enough for an expansion. So you can see we've got those two areas which are just sort of dangling in front of us. But anyway, I'm just going to take this little break in the action to go into a little bit more of the expanded story that we've had. After Kerrigan's forces have been overwhelmed on New Gettysburg, Raynor did in fact try and rescue her and him and a band of his merry men, as it were, tried to... And this is Red Terran doing this. Get to those siege tanks before they do any damage. Looks like... Oh, ow. Yeah, siege tank splash is not actually that effective against Marines. Marines do not take... Oh, get out of the way, you stupid Marines. And one Marine's gone off to his death, but never mind. Siege tank splash is not actually that effective against Marines. It doesn't one-shot them like... It doesn't one-shot them like it's like they sometimes can do to buildings. They don't do max damage to Marines. But anyway, like I was saying, getting on to my previous point, Raynor did attempt to rescue Kerrigan, but was just overwhelmed by the Zerg and couldn't get there. Additionally, the head-on confrontation that he kind of had with General Duke, the hatred he had for General Duke kind of came to a head in the fact that he and Duke, first off, after the use of psi emitters on Tarsonis, i.e. against the civilian population, apparently, from what has been told, Raynor and Duke got into a scuffle which ended up with Raynor punching Duke out. I think it actually involved him breaking his arm, if I remember correctly. But once Raynor has given the to hell with you to Arcturus and everything else, Raynor was confronted by Duke. Raynor and his raiders were confronted by Duke and a load of Marines who'd activated stim packs, but Michael Liberty, who is a reporter who's very anti-Dominion, shot Duke in his cannon arm, and Duke collapsed before he could give the order to kill Raynor. So Raynor has left with his band, and this is him attempting to leave the planet. So basically it's just showing up Duke for being completely useless. He's kind of been retconned in a little way, I think. He initially was this sort of real badass, this real sort of super badass general, and he's basically been sort of retconned into being, his bark's an awful lot louder than his bite. So with that, Raynor is beating himself up, as we had the idea that he probably would be under these circumstances, and now his thoughts have turned completely to revenge against Mengsk, because he is quite rightly believing that Kerrigan is dead at this point.
Your forces are under attack.
Oh, here we go, and this is the beginnings, and this is why you need comsat stations with lots of them. The white enemy uses cloaking like you can't believe in this mission. Uses nothing but just ghosts, and there's more ghosts. We are talking major amounts of ghosts being used in this mission. And you didn't believe me? Look at this ghost attack. I think this is triggered when you move over here, but this is a ghost attack. So now I'm going to cloak all my wraiths and try and keep them a little bit away from each other, because I don't want everything getting locked down. The only advantage that I have here against ghosts is that ghosts have abysmal firepower against wraiths. When you compare them to wraiths, or just again compare them to anything, ghosts have completely abysmal firepower. they do. I think they do like 10 damage to. They do like 10 damage a shot. And they're really slow to shoot. So even though they're incredibly annoying and they're really good support units, they really are not a. They're not something that's going to be a big time threat to buildings. But if the White Terran had attacked with, say, battle cruisers or a force of its own wraiths there, I would be completely helpless against that force. And there's another ghost playing silly buggers.
Awaiting launch orders.
But you can see they're just not that strong
Coordinates received.
in terms of overall firepower. I'm pretty sure I didn't lose a wraith there, or if I did, I lost like one wraith. So the most they managed to do was annoy me there, and that is an awful lot of Vespene that's just been flushed with all those ghosts dying. Fortunately, none of them tried to nuke me, which would have been, oh god. Yeah, this is what should have come with them the first time. If they'd have actually come with if they'd have come with 2 battle cruisers with all those ghosts rather than following them up like they did, I would have been helpless against that attack. So you're kind of fortunate that the AI isn't really on the ball, shall we say here.
Reporting in. Vector locked in. Standing by.
But I think that once we get these guys patched up and get a nice group of 24, what I've done here, I've formed a little bit of a wedge. So I'm going to go straight across and take the red Terran out. And that will make things a little bit easier for me, shall we say. And I'm going to keep getting Vespene out. And I'm going to keep up, keep getting my second group of wraiths up. Now that I can afford it easily. And once I'm done with that, I think it's time to go battle cruisers. Speaking of battle cruisers, as I said, the White Terran does not really mess around in this mission. It's ghosts and battle cruisers all the way. Can we please take out one of these battle cruisers? There we go. Wow, lost a lot of wraiths here. Wraiths are usually an awful lot better than this again in air-to-air combat.
Go ahead, Commander.
Yeah, that was pathetic, and it's set me back again, so I'm going to have to keep up my Wraith production here. But now I can build a second starport. I can definitely start producing out of 2 starports now.
For duty.
And in fact, right on cue, here is starport number 2. And once I'm done with building up my 24 wraiths, I will then just start producing battle cruisers out of them, and that will be that pretty much for this mission. Okay, I'm just lifting off my starport. Oh, you idiots. I'm just lifting off my stuff. How can that be blocked? Look how much room you've got there. That is unbelievable. You have so much room there. Anyway, I'll destroy this missile turret then, so we can get my SCVs in and keep them mining, because I think my original base is mined out. Nuke, 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 nuke.
Reporting in. Vector locked in.
Oh, there. Oh, Shazbot.
Standing by.
Get over there quickly. I don't think they're going to be there fast enough.
Vector locked in.
Get out of the way just in case a nuke does come. No, we just about got it.
Vector locked in.
And now we've triggered a few more ghosts coming out. Oh, ruin your lockdown. Die. There. Thank you. So annoying. Just reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons, the Halloween special. I must only use these powers to annoy. And for the most part, that's what ghosts do when they're in charge of the AI. It's like occasionally they can do something devastating, but for the most part, it is just pure annoyance. Okay, replace a couple of wraiths. I really would like to be able to get my attack underway here, but the red Terran isn't really threatening me. It's the white Terran that I have to worry about. But I think that I'm almost there. Yep, and now it's time to begin Operation Smackdown and start building battle cruisers as well. It's like, you think you can use battle cruisers? No, 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 no. This is using battle cruisers. I'm going to use the damn things properly. And that's in a group of half a dozen or so. You know, don't just send them out one at a time, because then they're just a big moving target. Whereas if you use them in sort of a group of half a dozen or so, you will just wipe out whatever you come across.
Coordinates received.
Now, Wraiths are not... I'm not going to be able to bust through the white defensive with just Wraiths. They're just too strong. So that's what I'm going to be building battle cruisers for. And additionally, I'm going to build some Marines to sit on that secondary expansion, because the white Terran does have a pretty sizable ground infantry army as well. Not even bothering to cloak yet. Nothing that the red Terran has as a threat to this side of the Wraith army. And I was going to get EMP'd anyway by this science vessel here. The Terrans have such unbelievably annoying stuff at their disposal. But I actually think the Terrans are probably the hardest to play. I don't know, maybe the Protoss, I'm not sure. I'm convinced that the Zerg are a lot easier to play. Mainly because Hydralisks are just dumb. Certainly, in the early game, you produce a billion Hydralisks, and if your opponent doesn't have siege tanks on high ground, or like Reavers or something like that, they're just automatically in the crap. And this is before you can upgrade them to lurkers in Blue War. Lurkers bring new meaning to the Frozen Wolves. Let's take out these two starports, so I'm not going to be facing battle cruisers or anything like that from the enemy. I'm going to lose some Wraiths here, but I've more than got the economy to make up for it. I really should cloak here, but I think I'm following the can't be arsed strategy at this point. It's not really as smooth as I would like it. Yeah, take out dropships. Be vindictive about this sort of thing. It's important to rub in why these people are losing. And I can certainly expand to this area as well, because as usual the AI hasn't mined the damn thing. You can see there's a ton of minerals there, and I think there's quite a lot of Vespene as well still in that geyser or geyser. How do you want to pronounce that word? Also, taking out the command center now means that he can't use ComSat, so now I can cloak and just go ape on all his buildings without really having a way to stop it. I'm not sure if the white Terran is allied to him. If that's the case, then I suppose the white Terran can ComSat for him here, but either way it doesn't look like it's happening, and let's just keep going with the battlecruiser production. And yeah, I'm not going to queue up battlecruisers.
Coordinates received.
Take out the factory, and as you can see, there's plenty of minerals there. Plenty of minerals. So it looks like the red Terran has died at this point, but believe me, 12 Wraiths would not have been enough for this. Wraiths don't have very good air-to-ground firepower, and you need to be very careful with them, and one ComSat can just ruin your day. But once they're done, I am going to enter phase 2, which will pretty much be, as I said, parking marines up at the top. Once I've done that, I will have, basically I'll have a surround at that point, so I will be able to make things really easy for myself. So here comes the Marine Army. Just get that built up while I'm finishing off the red base here. And I'm going to upgrade vehicle plating, etc., and get 3-3 on my infantry. Vehicle plating is not going to be a big deal, I suppose, but it's definitely worthwhile doing. Because I want anything I produce in the future to be completely upgraded. So we've got some more battle cruisers now, which is cool. More battle cruisers, better. I could actually build up to a full force of 12 if I wanted to, and then just go, I don't believe you've got anything that's capable of stopping this, but trying to be as efficient as possible. But these missions can just simply go long because you're up against so much from a standard starting position that you just, it's too much of a, it really is too much of a, well, not too much of an effort, but it really is too much of a risk to go ahead and just go mad immediately. So I'm going to heal up my wraiths, and then I'm going to go and smack the white Terran as well, because that isn't the end of the story at all, but that's the back of this mission broken pretty much. And of course, when you've got some battle cruisers, what do you want? You want more battle cruisers. Yeah, I've got to get all my wraiths repaired, and oh look, someone's coming. But you can also see, if you look at the mini-map, you can see all my marines. Oh, crap. You can see all my marines heading towards that secondary expansion area. I haven't actually bothered with the tertiary expansion at the moment, because I'm just looking to finish everything off. And yeah, how are those vultures working out for you against... Oh dear, I see you've met my battle cruisers that you can't target. That was a super effective attack, wasn't it? Oh, here come more siege tanks that are totally ineffective. Oh. Doubly annoying, and they've irradiated in my supply line.
Go ahead, Commander.
Could you be more irritating?
Roger.
But still, their attacks aren't doing any real significant damage to me at this point. And here comes attack number 2, and this is why this is one of the reasons why I produced a ton of marines and dropped them here, because the White Terran has a pretty big infantry force, and I just want to cut it off here because that will. This is why wraiths are no good against the White Terran, because the White Terran would just simply have its way with my wraiths by just going comsat followed by a million billion marines that just kill all your wraiths dead. So we've now got vision inside his base. We have what, 3 battle cruisers, 4 battle cruisers. There's another, I think another one's limping its way over. You know, they're not the quickest thing on the planet, it has to be said. So I think with 5 battle cruisers, like half a dozen battle cruisers and a ton of wraiths, I think that's going to be okay. But we're now sort of in parry and feint and parry mode here, and there's another ghost. Now I can't push too deep because I keep getting stuck with eat this. I keep getting stuck with too many forces coming the other way, so I have to sort of prod in, pull them out, and just do it a little bit at a time.
Make it happen.
So just keeping my battle cruisers going here. And if I lose wraiths now, I don't really mind. I'm just going to keep producing battle cruisers and just end up with the overwhelming force. Ghosts.
Good day, Commander.
Not enough energy.
Healing frequencies open.
Your forces are
Ghosts.
under attack.
They're around here somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm literally... I haven't bothered with nuclear silos anywhere. Every
Go ahead, Commander.
comsat that every command center I have is going to be comsat, and you have to be so careful about your wraiths on this mission because they will just run. And here we go. As you can see, huge, big force of Marines again, taking down. Because I had that Marine cordon earlier on, because I had that big force of Marines, I've managed to get into the enemy base here without too much of an issue. Him producing fire bats, lol. My wraiths at this point are just a scout force to get rid of the vast majority of these big time defences against the... Yeah, you can stop that right now.
Roger.
Against my battle cruiser, I want to try and budge a hole in that line.
Standing by.
As you can see, I'm literally just building my wraith force out of pretty much nothing here. I'm just going more battle cruisers, operational.
Transmit coordinates.
More. Don't lock it down. Oh, you are so annoying.
Coordinates received. Attack.
And, they're just... The white Terran, as you can see, is just capable. This is a terrible attack by me. I should be abandoning it round about now.
Locked in.
I'm trying to defend my battle cruisers here, but I think I am... going to struggle. I think I might have lost one there.
Your forces are under attack.
But you can see just how many forces they bring against you. It's nuts. And they can replace them so quickly as well. So the only way I'm going to do this is totally, the only way I'm going to do this is total and utter barbarity, I think. So... Okay, race weren't the answer. How about battle cruisers? Are these more an answer that we're looking for? These just dropping in another ton of Marines. It's like, how about we do things? How about I show you the way we do things downtown? Wraiths flying, a little bit of interference there. Yeah, that's better. And once I've burned down these barracks, that'll at least give me a little bit of breathing room. I'm going to burn down the barracks and I'm going to burn down the machinery factory.
In the cage. Make it happen.
That's one barracks down. Second barracks now. It's mainly all about trying to keep all your... It's mainly just about trying to keep down the amount of reinforcements that the computer can give you or can hit you with at this stage. But 5 battle cruisers is enough to sort of one-shot a Goliath or one volley a Goliath. Destroying the science facility will stop them building either... Well, it could be Ghosts, it could be battle cruiser, I'm not too sure which one it is. And destroying the factory will also reduce their supply of Goliaths. So I think we've actually broken the back of it now. These 5 battle cruisers have done more damage than 12 Wraiths did. But that's really to be expected. Battle cruisers have monstrous fire. And we're just destroying the armory as well because that should stop them building Goliaths as well. Oh, there's another science facility here, but it doesn't look like it's got an add-on, so... I think that should cut them off from Ghosts as well. Oh no, it does have an add-on, and I think that's the physics lab, so... But either way, I think we're pretty much done here. Here comes another battle cruiser to add to the list. For anyone wondering, this is why battle cruisers are as expensive as they are, because what 24 wraiths couldn't really get done, 6 battle cruisers have got done.
Set a course.
But admittedly, the wraiths definitely serve their purpose there. And the Marines served their purpose as well. You know, if I didn't have the Marines parked in that area, then I would have never been able to get through. Still, I think this calls for more battle cruisers, yeah. Battle cruisers are definitely the answer.
Good day, Commander. Alien frequencies open. Good
We're
day,
looking at
Commander.
here 7, yeah, good. Good, good. So, despite the fact that we've managed to bust through the Dominion's outlying areas here, we must remember now that Mengsk is in power and we put him there, but it's going to be up to Raynor to fix that, or see if he can fix that over the course of the coming games. Levels. For the most part though, you know, Jimmy is the token good guy, so we hope that things turn out right from the end. I mean, you can't always have things turning out the right way, but I think that he's one of the few like genuinely likable characters, and all the others have some kind of shaded grey about them, or in some cases blatantly evil. Still, that is, I think that's this guy white pretty much at this point. So that leaves us just looking at the ion cannon. Because that's what we have to finish off in order to make sure that we have this mission completely and utterly wrapped up.
Good day, Commander.
But you can see here, you know, this is how entrenched they were. So you're not getting in here with anything other than battle cruisers. You know, that's pretty much what that is pretty much all you're getting in here with. Should have another battle cruiser somewhere. I'm sure I heard it. Let's build another one. I'm sure I had a battle cruiser coming. Oh, there's one coming over here.
Receiving transmission.
Cool.
Engage.
And this is going to be a pretty easy wipeout. You know, it's one of those things, this is how difficulty was done back in those days. It wasn't a case of where the AI was actually good, it was just that the AI was given a monumentally huge stockpile of resources in order to potentially take you out. But oh, looks like I'm going to have to use a ComSat scan here. No, not on that one. And not even going to use an auto cannon here. There's no real point. Well, I can use it on this one, I suppose, so that the others don't get in range. And starport's down. That's going to be the end of that. I wonder where they were lifting in all the other units from. That's odd. I can't see another factory or anything like that. So it may have just been a case where once we took... They might have been pulling over other units from all over the map, I suppose. That's their main base gone, so all that's left is the ion cannon. So as you can see, I now have 12 battle cruisers because that's the only real way to do things. Let's just get through the defences as easy as possible. As you can see, it's just missile turrets for the most part. And because this area is blank, there's no units here, I'm guessing that they, once I attacked their base, they just literally pulled everything from here with drop ships and dropped it into their own base. So they ended up leaving the ion cannon unguarded, which would have been a pretty cool move on my behalf, I think. if I'd have simply just gone in and used it as a distraction, you know, just go straight in. But there's no narrative after this. It's literally just a case of we're gone. So let's finish this in the best way we can.
Make it happen.
Guns armed, boys. And that's your lot. The ion cannon has been destroyed and we're able to make our escape from Tarsonis. But unfortunately we are leaving both Kerrigan and the new Emperor Mengsk behind. And we will rejoin that soon in the Zerg campaign. See you next time, guys, and happy holidays.